welcome Mr. and Mrs. Allen.
Dear family and friends, dear family and friends, for those of you who don't know me, I am Emma's dad. This was a difficult speech to write because I did not want to use any of my old material. I am sure that many screenwriters would agree that the second season is always harder to write. Despite the challenge, I am excited for this sequel. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for coming to this spectacular event. Looking around, it's nice to see some familiar faces, especially Emma's friends from her school days. I am glad you are still keeping in touch. And her Auntie Joan, who has morally supported her over the years. As for all the new faces here, I look forward to getting to know you. At this point, I would like to officially welcome Tom to our family as my son-in-law, and yes, Tom, it is too late to back down now. Emma and Tom met a few years ago when she went for a job interview, and Tom happened to be the one to interview her. Well, it proved to be an extremely successful and memorable interview. They became colleagues, then friends, and now here we are. It came to me as no surprise when Tom proposed to Emma last December, but naturally, as a protective father, I wanted Emma to meet Mr. Right. Tom is a man of principle, a caring, loving family man who adores Emma and their 3 children, Georgia, William, and Arthur. All these qualities make him a great husband for Emma. But his love for fishing and lamb curry was what earned him my approval, as he ticked all the boxes as a son-in-law. Tom, I believe that you will love, cherish, and honor Emma for every moment of your life. My darling daughter, you look gorgeous in that dress, and ever so beautiful. I think you will all agree that she looks stunning. I hope you will also agree that it is clear where she got her good looks from. As a child, even now, people would comment on her beauty and thought she would be a model. They even said she should be a celebrity, using the word of a famous songwriter. You look stunning, dear, so don't ask that question here. This is my only fear, that we become beautiful people. Drop top designer clothes from Road fashion shows. What do you do and who do you know inside the world of beautiful people? There was a time in her life which she worked at Media 10, one of those beautiful people, as the wardrobe was bulging with clothes and shoes, had taken over the floor space. Luckily for me and for you, Tom, her intelligence proved that she was destined for another path. Emma, everyone who knows you will agree that you are kind, bubbly, and generous. She has organized and planned this wedding to every last detail. She has shown determination and resourcefulness in finding this wonderful venue for this special occasion. You have done an outstanding job. However, this was made possible by the constant support of Tom, of course. Emma, you are a ray of sunshine in our family. Your brilliant qualities and lovable personalities mean that you get along with everyone and are truly admired by all. You have become a good friend to my wife Mara and a great sister to Seren. Being your dad means giving unconditional love, advice, and support, always believing in you and never letting you down. My love, affection, and care for you will remain the same. I feel privileged to be your father and to be part of your life, seeing you grow and mature into the wonderful woman you are today. However, let us raise a glass for Emma's mother, Maureen, a remarkable woman who had a great part to play in raising Emma with important values that have allowed her to become the kind and caring mother she is today. She would be very proud of you, Maureen. Emma, I admire you for being a wonderful mother to all of your children. Traditionally, the father of the bride offers advice on marriage, so I figured I would grace you with my many years of wisdom. Always positive, not like me. Anything can be overcome if you put your mind to it. Remember, neither of you are perfect, but you are the perfect match for each other. You have both had a test right in marriage, but this one needs to last. Emma, you have the right man in your life. While you have each other, remember, you also have the support of your family and friends. We are not going anywhere. My wife and I will always be there for you, both whenever you need us. I think you have heard enough from me, so I would like to say a toast. Here is for the past, for what you have learned. Here is for the present, for what you share. And here is for the future, for all your hopes and dreams. To Emma and Tom, Mr. and Mrs. Allen. Raise the glass, please.
Thank you.
Nailed it. Huh?
Yeah.
It's me now. You're next. Yeah. But almost made me cry, you bastard, right at the end. Shall I start talking now? Right. You ready? You ready? Sit down and be quiet. Right. My wife. That's it, thank you very much. No, we'd like to thank you all for being here with us today. And you're all about to witness a unique event in history. The very first and probably the very last time that my wife is going to let me speak on behalf of both of us. However, it is a privilege and an honour to do so. I just hope, so soon into our marriage, I don't let Emma down. It still amazes me how far some people will travel for a free meal. If you are here, it means you are really important to us, or you might just be making up the numbers. But either way, you're here now, so we may as well make the most of it. My wife and I really do want everyone to have a great time and fully embrace the day and the evening. After all, we have had to mortgage the kids to pay for all of this. It's New Year's Eve, so let's make the most of being together and have a great day and an even better party tonight. That's what I'm talking about. To be honest, I didn't really know where to start with this, so I thought I'd trawl the internet, and after a couple of hours, I found some really, really good stuff. Like, I'm talking about some really good shit. But then, I remembered I was supposed to be writing a speech. Firstly, I'd like to thank Lewis, my best man, for paying for this lovely reception. No, I'm only joking. You don't need to dust off your wallet, mate. It's lovely to see so many of our family and friends here today to help us celebrate the happiest day of our lives. And I know that some of you have travelled a long way to be here, and that means a lot to us. It really wouldn't be the same without you, although, to be fair, it would have been a lot cheaper. But that's not the point. That's what Emma tells me anyway. And thank you for your very generous gifts, and especially a special thanks to those of you that have given cheques. We really are grateful for those, especially as I'll be using the details on the cheques to set up direct debits to pay our bills for a couple of years to come. Hold on, pages are stuck. Oh, all right, okay. Unfortunately, it's not been possible to have everyone we love here with us today, but we know they're with us in spirit. And they're not only in our thoughts today, but more importantly, they're in our hearts. So with them in mind, and in particular, Emma's mum, Maureen, and my nanny, Elsie, would you please raise your glasses and join me in a toast to absent family and friends?
To absent family friends. To absent family friends.
He's shy, this kid. And he's loud. Right, ready? There is an unwritten rule of wedding etiquette that apparently every chap in here knew before arriving today. It states that nobody should look more handsome than the groom. So I'd like to thank all the gentlemen today for sticking to that rule. I'd like to extend that thank you in particular to Tom Minton and Charlie Sharp for going that extra mile. I'd like to thank Karen and Mara for all their support. They're always willing to help us and have been very generous. Please raise a glass to Emma's family. I'm not going to go too far because I'll start crying, so we'll just leave it there. Stand on this chair. Stand up. I'd also like to thank Billy the Kid for walking Mummy down the aisle. You did a great job. Oh, shit. And I really am proud of you. Just goes to show you're not a complete cannon, just 90% of the time. I love you very much. You're a lovely little boy, full of character, and you're always cracking me up one way or the other. So well done. I'd also like to thank my nephew Kane. I'm so proud to be your uncle, so proud of the man you become. You, like me, have not had much, if any, of a role model, a male role model in your life. I mean, you tell me that I'm it for you, and that pretty much sums that up. But in all seriousness, Kane was here all day yesterday with us, helping us set the place up. Most of what you see here today was my vision and Kane's graft. I got to live out my dream of being Laurence Llewelyn-Bowen for a few hours, with Handy Andy as my bitch. No, honestly, thanks so much, and I love you. Right, I've known Lewis, my best man, since we were kids, probably about 6 or 7 years old. And throughout that time, he's been there for me when it matters. And he's always there with a nice bottle of Malbec when things are going badly. And if I'm honest, when things are going good too. I'd like to thank him for organising the stag do, and I'd also like to thank Steve-O for his input with that as well. Russia was much warmer than I expected. Lewis is the kind of guy that cracks you up without meaning to, so there is some hope for his speech. But still, honestly, not much. But most importantly, I'd like to thank him for being a true friend, and I know this guy always has my back. However, there is something that I need to make you all aware of. Hold on, I've lost my bit. Lewis suffers from a very serious condition that occasionally causes him to drift in and out of a weird, strange flight of fantasy. He's been known to make up silly, non-fictional stories, absolutely believing them to be true. Anyway, it's only right that I advise you of all this ahead of his speech. As I say, he is a true friend, and I wouldn't want you to go upsetting him. So if you could bear with him, even join with him on his journey of make-believe, I'd really appreciate that. We have a lot of beautiful women with us today. And other than the bride herself, none more so than our gorgeous daughter, Georgia, and flower girl, Georgia. Georgia, you are growing into a truly beautiful girl, and we love you with all our hearts. You make us proud every day, and one day you will know how special you are. I'd also like to thank Jo, Emma's maid of honour. Jo has been such a great friend to Emma since we moved back to Ashford, and I don't think she realises how much she means to both of us. I'm genuinely really grateful for everything you do for us and for helping Emma feel at home and happy in Ashford. I would also like to thank Jo for the brilliant hen do she put on for Emma. She really went all out, and even with the smaller details made it extra special for Emma. Also, I was supposed to thank Holly, Hair by Holly. If you put in my hashtag, you get a 10% discount. That's Hair by Holly, TA, New Year's Eve 19, 10% off. Yeah. Okay. Finally, I would like to thank my wife. Come on.
Sorry, I'm just dealing with the pressure I've got here.
For agreeing to marry me. Because I wouldn't. And for making me the happiest man in the world. I think you'll agree that she looks absolutely gorgeous. And when she walked up the aisle, she took my breath away. Emma is the most beautiful girl I've ever met, inside and out. For the first time, I feel like I'm not doing everything on my own, and I have somebody I can rely on and I can share the load with. Emma gave me the greatest gift I could be given, which was my kids. Now, if I had to single out the one thing about why I love Emma so much, it would probably be her ass, but that's probably not appropriate for this speech. So it would be that I know she would kill for me and the kids, and I literally mean she would kill for us. Any of you that know Emma well know she can be an absolute hothead, which I love about her. She certainly keeps me on my toes, and I can hand on heart say I respect her more than anyone. I know that, no, you can't say a speech. I know that Emma has put a huge amount of effort into making today perfect, and I think that she has done that and more. Emma has also taught me a lot, like when I'm wrong, admit it, which I still struggle with, and when I'm right, to shut up. I love you so much, and I can't wait to grow old with you. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and raise your glasses to my wife, Emma. Ooh. Now, now I'm not going to stand all day and bore you, so I'm going to hand over to Lewis, the best man, to do his job.
And then me.
You can't do a speech first.
So like Tom, is it on, yeah? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So like Tom said, I'm Louis, Tom's best man. I've known the boy for around 25 years. I should be used to these best men speeches by now. It's my third one. I know what you're all thinking. They haven't all been Tom's. But he's good like that. He gave me a little practice run. Now, I'm apparently supposed to sing his praises and tell you all his good points, but I can't sing and won't lie, so... So instead, let's throw it back to 2 years ago when Tom found his new drink. Well, that night was Gingate. Chapter 1, Chelsea pyjamas. Chapter 2, broom handle and a small tub of Vaseline. And chapter 3, memory loss. What are you drinking tonight, Tom? No! Well, as you can... Oh, your new drink. I've got a new drink. Well, as you can gather, it's a really long story. So, lucky for Tom, instead, I'm going to concentrate and talk about his gorgeous family. So, where do I start? First of all, I want you to know that you're very special to me as a family. Georgia was born days between one of my own kids. So watching her grow into a bright, charming... No, sorry. A beautiful young girl has been a pleasure. And same with Bill. He's such a bright and charming young boy. So, Georgia, do you want to come up and Bill, come up? I've got something for you. Yeah. Well, for the ones of you that know me, you might be thinking the tight git has finally put his hand in his pocket and brought him something. Well, you're wrong. Actually, it's just a few words, but I thought it'd be nice, and you need to know this. So, do you want me to read it? Do you want a little read? Do you want me to read it for you? So, always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. Okay, so you can keep that. And and this has got to sum Bill up. Be silly, be honest, and be kind. Okay? Good one. So.
Be silly, be honest, be kind to everyone.
That's right, good boy. So these guys have gone through a lot. It hasn't been easy for them to get to the family they deserve. You could say they've been many bumps on the way. But Tom, with Emma's help, have done everything they can to get over them. And look at them now, what they've got. With hard work and probably lots of time and frustration, I see a wonderful, beautiful family. Not all the bumps were bad. The last bump has turned out to be a really nice one, and it's Arthur. What a smiley, happy chappy he is. And I definitely agree with Tom, this day completes it for you all. Well done, Joe, for being maid of honour. You've done a great job keeping everything going. And Kane, you've done a great job ushering people around. Good boy, you've done really well. So, my last thanks is for you guys for making me part of it. Emma, you look gorgeous. And you are a wonderful mum to 3 lucky children. Actually, I could count Tom in on that. From what I've seen, I wouldn't be surprised if she wipes your bum too. You're a very lucky man. So, I'd like to give you one tip from me. So I would say the key to a long and happy marriage is knowing when to not use them 3 little words. You're right, love. So I would like to wish you a happy marriage. May your love be modern enough to survive the times and old-fashioned enough to last forever. So let's celebrate this night and let the good times roll. Would you all now be upstanding and raise your glass to the new Mr. and Mrs. Allen, Tom and Emma, and Happy New Year! Thank you. Cheers, man.
Oh, Louis,
Thank you.
amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Fucking car crash, mate.
Bastard. Yeah, good.
Stop halfway through.
Oh, sweet.
He's gonna kill you.